Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome to your 12th class. And today we're going to continue what we have discussed in the last class, but we're going to move forward to discuss more conjunctions and how comparison, like comparative or something like that, can make a parallel structure. Also, we'll take more subordinate conjunctions for adverb, adjective, and noun clauses. And then at the end of this class, we will have a list of transition words. All of these are important to memorize, and before you memorize it, I advise you to understand the meanings and the functions of each transition word, of each subordinating conjunctions, either for adverb, adjective, or noun clause. How can we cover all of these strategies or all of these skills? It's just by doing more and more exercises. Let us start now with what we have taken last time. And here the following chart outlines the use of parallel structures with the coordinate conjunctions. We discussed it last class in the 11th class, and we said and but or they actually joined same structure before and same structure after, like words, phrases, clauses. Also, we said that it can also joins like 3 words, or maybe 3 phrases, or maybe 3 clauses. So they should have same structure. And we said that if these conjunction or coordinate conjunctions join more than 2 words or phrases or clauses, we should use the commas between each of these elements. Also, the following chart outlines the use of parallel structure with paired conjunctions. We have discussed these paired conjunctions, and we said they also can join 2 equal elements. Both, it can be nouns, or maybe words, let's say, or maybe phrases, or maybe clauses. Here, it should be at the same time word, and then phrase, and then clause. So this is how they join equal structures. Okay? Now, use parallel structure with comparison. And comparison is a good way to make a parallelism in a sentence. Look at the first example. My school is farther than your school. Farther than هذه أخذنا إنه هي comparative. صح؟ Comparative. Farther اللي هي the irregular comparative form of far. Far, farther, farthest. Okay? Farther than your school. My school, your school. لاحظوا كيف الcomparison الcomparative عمل parallelism ما بين 2 structures. To be rich is better than to be poor. To be rich, to be poor. هنا كان في عندنا شيء نسميه الcomparison. Do you remember the comparative? Here we are talking about the comparative now. So the comparative form of an adjective can also make a parallelism in any sentence. What is written is more easily understood than what is spoken. More easily understood than هذا بنسميه comparative form. صح؟ هذا الcomparative form عمل parallelism, parallel structure between what is written and what is spoken. So as you can see in the chart, the following chart outlines the use of parallel structure with comparison. لاحظوا هذه هي الأشياء اللي أخذناها في الcomparative، كذلك خلال مناقشتنا للcomparative والsuperlative. لاحظوا same structure. هذا ملخص لما أخذناه في الجمل الثلاثة الأولى. Adverbial clause. Adverbial clause is a dependent clause. that function as an adverb. In other words, it contains a subject, explicit or implied, and a predicate, and it modifies a verb. These clauses are used to say when something happens by referring to a period of time or to another event. Subordinating word is the first word in a dependent clause. Here we have some common actually subordinating words for the adverbs. هذه بنسأل فيها عن time. After we ate lunch, we decided to go shopping. هذا كله اللي بعد after بنسميه adverbial clause. Adverbial clause. نسأل فيه عن when. So if you make a question, when did you decide to go to shopping? The answer is after we ate lunch. Just as we left the house. لاحظوا بالadverbial clause ليش سميناها clause؟ لأنه بعد ال subordinating words بيجي عندنا subject, verb, object. لكن they function as adverb. Okay, it started هنا. Just as we left the house, it started to rain. The question is, when did it start to rain? The answer is just as we left the house. أيضا في بعض الكلمات مثل as long as. يعني as or just as هي بمجرد ما خرجنا من البيت أو غادرنا البيت. We waited as long as we could. انتظرنا على طول ما قدرنا، على قدر ما استطعنا، على قدر استطاعتنا. We waited as long as we could. We waited as long we could. As soon as the front door closed, I looked for my house key. Okay, ask the question now. Your question should be like this. When did you look for your house key? The answer is as soon as the front door closed. مجرد ما أغلق الباب الأمامي. Before is also, it indicates I thought I had put it in my coat pocket before we left. When did you put it in your pocket before we left? Since I have not looked myself out of the house since I was 10 years old. Until I was almost 12. لاحظوا كل هذه subordinating conjunction جاء بعديها subject, verb, object. لكن هذا عشان هيك سميناها adverb clause. These adverb clause, they function as adverbs. They describe when something happened. مثلا خلينا ناخذ whenever. I usually put the key in the same place whenever I come home. Whenever I come home. So, when do you usually put the key? Whenever in the same place whenever I come home. While I searched for the key, it rained harder and harder. When did it rain harder and harder? While I searched for the key. These clauses are used to talk about the location. هذيك الأول هنا كان عن التايم، بينما هنا about the location or position of something, about a place. So we ask by where. مثلا I like to shop where prices are low. شو السؤال لازم يكون؟ Where do you like to shop? شو الأنسر؟ Where prices are low. Whatever. I try to shop wherever there is a sale. Where do you try to shop? شو لازم الجواب يكون؟ Wherever there is a sale. You can find bargains anywhere you shop. This question is, Where can we find bargains? Anywhere you shop. وهكذا everywhere. إذا هنا بنحكي عن place. هذا ظرف مكاني، بينما الأول هذا كان ظرف زماني، وهذا الفرق. These clauses are used to talk about someone's behavior or the way something is done. لما نحكي the way احنا بنحكي عن how، عن المانر، عن السلوك، عن behavior. Okay, مثلا I love to get flowers as most women do. Okay, as most women do. لاحظوا قبل as عندما نستخدمها تكون قبلها comma. You look as if you didn't sleep at last night. How do you look? لاحظوا الآن سؤال. How do you look? As شو الأنسر should be? As if I didn't sleep at last night. She acts as though she doesn't know us. وكأنها لا تعرفنا. تصرفت وكأنها لا تعرفنا. So, how does she act? The answer should be as though she doesn't know us. As if she doesn't know us. As she doesn't know us. فممكن تحكي as if, as though. ولاحظوا انه كل هذه subordinating conjunctions جاء بعدي مباشرة بعديها شيء بنسميه dependent clause. dependent clause او ممكن نسميه subordinate clause. حكينا الفرق بالمحاضرة الفائتة عن الفرق ما بين subordinate clause وما بين independent clause أو dependent clause أو independent clause. أيضا these actually conjunctions are used to ask about distance. How far, how near, how close. نسأل فيها عن المسافات. We will hike as far as we can before it turns dark. فالآن شو بدك تسأل؟ How far will you hike? شو الجواب لازم يكون؟ As far as we can before it turns dark. The child sat as close as she could to her mother. How far أو how near أو how close. طبعا هي بنعتمد على شو هو موجود ما بين الas. as فإذا حكينا as far as بنسأل how far. أما as close as نحكي how close did the child sit? As close as she could to her mother. And we are still talking about adverbial. لحد الآن احنا بنحكي عن ايش؟ عالم الادverbial clause. Adverbial clause. Here, these clauses are used to indicate the reason for something. سبب. Okay? وإحنا بنحكي عن these clauses as, because, since, and these are familiar to you, صح? I can take evening classes as I work at night. مرة أخرى مجرد ما شفت as في وسط الجملة بيكون ما قبلها فاصلة. I cannot take evening classes as I work at night. شو السؤال لازم يكون؟ Why? Why can't you take evening classes? The answer is as I work at night. Because I work at night. Since I work at night. So all of these are used to indicate the reason. Okay? Subordinating conjunctions also join two clauses together. But in doing so, they make one clause dependent or subordinate upon the other. مثلا, it is raining. We have an umbrella. في عندنا الآن two separate or two dependent clauses. Two separate clauses. Both في في هذه الجملة it is raining، هل يكتمل معنى؟ نعم. إذا هذا بنسميه independent clause. simple sentence. we have an umbrella، نمتلك أو عندنا أو في حوزتي مظلة، هل هذه جملة مكتملة؟ yes. هذا ما نسميه independent clause، جملة مستقلة. الآن we need to sometimes to add because to it's raining. لاحظوا الآن because it's raining، لما وضعت because it's raining this is no longer an independent clause or sentence. Because it's raining، طيب الآن I expect something. Okay, when I add because I expect something. Okay, what happened then? What is the result? Okay, now in this case you need to put the two clauses together. Because it's raining we have an umbrella. لاحظوا because it's raining فاصلة we have an umbrella، لأنه هنا في هذه الجملة ما كانت مكتملة، لأنه أضفنا لها because، لازم يكون سبب ونتيجة. because it's raining we have an umbrella. أو ممكن نعكس الجملة، نضع هذه في المقدمة we have an umbrella because it's raining، مجرد ما كانت because في الوسط بنحذف الفاصلة. A subordinating conjunction may appear at a sentence beginning or between two clauses in a sentence. When the dependent clause is placed first in a sentence, use a comma between the two clauses. When the independent clause is placed first and the dependent clause second, do not separate the two clauses with a comma. وهذا ما شرحناه قبل قليل. We have also something called purposes conjunctions, and these are used to indicate the reason for something. Many people emigrate so that, or for the purpose, their children can have a better life. Many people emigrate in order that their children can have a better life. أيضا these clauses are used to indicate the result of something. أخذنا إحنا because و as و since نحكي عن reason، عن السبب، لكن هذه نستخدمها من أجل result. Okay, so plus adjective plus that. مثلا I was so tired last night that I fell asleep at dinner. She talks so softly that the other students cannot hear her. It was such an easy test that most of the students got A's. He's taking so many classes that he has no time to sleep. For that reason, with the reason that he has so many classes, he has no time to sleep. Now, these are some other subordinated conjunctions for adverb clauses. So if you ask about conditions, like under what conditions, هذه الشرطية بنستخدم if أو unless. These clauses are used to talk about a possible or counterfactual situation and its consequence. مثلا, we will not go hiking if it rains. لن نذهب بالhiking إذا أمطرت. We will not go hiking unless the weather is perfect. Okay? فهذه ما نستخدمها في أداة الشرط. You will pass the exam if you study. You will not pass the exam unless you study. فلاحظوا unless بنستخدم لازم ما قبل unless تكون نفي، ونفي النفي إيجاب. If you study hard, you will pass the exam. You will not pass the exam unless you study. Okay? لن تنجح في الامتحان ما لم تدرس. وإذا نجحت تدرس. هذا هو المقصود فيها. Partial contrast. These clauses are used to make two statements, one of which is contrast with the other or makes it seem surprising. I love my brother, although we disagree about almost everything. I love my brother, even though we disagree. I love my brother, though we disagree. All of them have the same meaning, they have the same structure. My brother likes classical music while I prefer hard rock. لاحظوا قبل while استخدمنا comma. He addresses conservatively, comma, whereas I like to be a little shocking. Okay, لاحظوا قبلها comma. هذه الكومز مهم تعرفوا لكل واحد من هؤلاء الكونجنكشنز أين تضع الكومة ومعانيها. أنه في الامتحان مثلا or maybe in the exercises you may have some sentences like this. You need to choose the right one. So first you need to understand the meaning and the function of each subordinating conjunction. Adjective clause الآن خلصنا من adverb clause خلينا في adjective clause. Adjective clause is a dependent clause that functions as an adjective and modifies a noun or a pronoun. In other words, it adds extra information about that noun or a pronoun. خلينا نشوف هذه subordinating words for adjective clauses like who, whom, whose and that. Here we are referring to people. People who live in glass houses should not throw stones. Should not. So who is used with people. Who live in a glass houses هذه بنسميها adjective clause. ليه؟ لأن كل هذا الفريز describe the people. Who are they? Who live in glass houses. Okay? My parents did not approve of the man whom my sister married. Whom my sister married. So, لاحظوا who تستخدمها it describes the subject noun وwhom describes the object noun. Okay? My parents did not approve هذا الفعل وجاء بعد المفعول بهمان فبنستخدم معهم. An orphan is child whose parents are dead. هذه الملكية طبعا والذي والداه ميتان. Which and that refers to animals and things, and you know this stuff. My new computer ما بحكي who ولا بحكي whom ولا بحكي whose لأنه computer غير عاقل. Things أشياء which I bought yesterday stopped working today. هذه which I bought yesterday describe my new computer فبنسميها adjective clause. Adjective clause. It modifies a noun اللي هي my new computer. Okay? Yesterday I received an email that I didn't understand. أيضا نستخدم when where to refer to a time أو to place. When to time where to place. لاحظوا الآن. Thanksgiving is a time when families travel great distances to be together. A time when ما حكيت whom ولا حكيت who أو that حكيت when. Okay? So what is a Thanksgiving? It is when families travel a great distances to be together. An orphanage is a place where orphans live. An orphanage is a place where ما حكيت a place which عفوا a place when a place who أو whom لا a place where orphans live. A dependent clause function as a noun in a sentence. So a dependent clause that function as a noun in a sentence. Noun clauses can act as subject, direct object, or object of a preposition. Do you believe that there is a life in the outer space? هذا بنسميه that clause. أيضا في عندنا if whether clause like I cannot remember whether I locked the door. Whether or not I locked the door. أو whether I locked the door or not. وكل هذه الحالات صحيحة. هذه كلها بنسميها noun clause. noun clause. I cannot remember whether هذه جاءت as what? As objects. I cannot remember if I locked the door. أيضا هذا بنسميه noun clause. أيضا في عندنا question clauses من استخدام who, whoever and whom. Whoever arrives at the bus station first should buy the tickets. لاحظوا whoever هون function as a subject. Which or what or where أيضا. Do you know where the bus station is? When, why and how. We should ask when the bus arrives. How much and how many. Don't worry about how much they cost. هنا جاءت after a preposition. هذا شو بنسميه؟ Noun phrase function as a object of a preposition. مثلا you should ask when. جاءت ما بعد فعل. إذن هذا a noun phrase function as object of a verb أو direct object. Do you know where the bus? لاحظوا جاءت بعد فعل. هذا بنسميه object or a direct object. بينما في بعض الجمل مثل however جاء noun clause as subject. Okay? He didn't care how long he had to wait. He didn't care. Care كان فعل. How long هي عبارة عن noun phrase function as object. Okay? فإذا ممكن يكون noun phrase subject مثل however. مثال however جاء قبل فعل، أو ممكن يجي بعد حرف جر ويكون object of a preposition، أو ممكن يجي بعد بعد الverb ويكون object of a verb. Conjunctive adverbs. Conjunctive adverbs can appear at the beginning, in the middle, and or at the end of an independent clause. لازم independent clause. We often use them to connect two independent clauses. Remember, to put a semicolon before and a comma after the conjunction adverb. Conjunctive adverb. If an independent clause follows. إذا لازم نحط semicolon before and a comma after the conjunctive adverbs if an independent clause follows. إذا ألحقت بجملة مستقلة. A conjunctive adverb is an adverb that connects two clauses. Two clauses. هذه تفهموها. Conjunctive adverbs show cause and effect, sequence, contrast, comparison or other relationship. خلينا نشوف الآن. مثلا هذه من conjunctive adverb مثل also, besides, furthermore, in addition, moreover. We use all of these conjunctive adverbs to add similar ideas, أفكار متشابهة. مثلا community colleges offer preparation for many jobs. لاحظوا الآن semicolon also. الآن هي لما حكينا also we are trying to add a similar idea, فكرة مشابهة. Also they prepare a student to transfer to 4-year colleges or university. Okay? وممكن نستبدل also بكل هذه الأمثلة. كل هذول بمعنى also. بس عليكم انكم تحفظوا وتفهموا وظائفها. Also is used to add a similar idea. ولازم نفهم انه قبل also لازم او هذه الكلمات يجي قبليها semicolon وبعديها comma. وهذه مهمة جدا بالنسبة للpunctuation خصوصا في الرايتنج. أيضا we have some conjunctive adverb مثل however, nevertheless, nonetheless and still. We use this conjunctive adverb to add an unexpected or surprising continuation. شيء غير متوقع أو مفاجئ. مثلا the cost of attending a community college is low. Apostrophe عفوا semicolon. However, comma, many students need financial aid. The cost of على الرأي يعني هي بحكي إنه تكلفة الالتحاق في الكلية المجتمعية منخفضة ومع ذلك many students need financial aid بحاجة إلى مساعدات مالية. لاحظوا however, nonetheless never وstill بيجي قبليهم semicolon وملحوقين بكومة، وبعدين بيجي بعديهم independent clause. شو يعني independent clause؟ فيها subject مثل many student وverb وobject. طبعا ونفس الشيء في هذه الأمثلة جاء subject verb وobject. كل الconjunctive adverb بالعادة بتكون ملحوقة ب independent clause. في حال إذا التحقت ب independent clause we should put semicolon before it and a comma after it. In contrast, on the other hand, are also conjunctive adverb used to add a complete contrast. النقيض. مثلا, most community colleges do not have the dormitories. Semicolon, in contrast, comma, most four-year colleges do. In contrast, on the other hand, have the same meaning. Okay, هذه بعطينا النقيض. So most community colleges do not have dormitories. ما عندهم مساكن جماعية. على النقيض الجامعات أو الكليات اللي هي فيها 4 سنين النظام الدراسي فيها. As a result, consequently, therefore, and thus are also conjunctive adverb are used to add a result. To add a result. Native and non-native English speakers have different needs. Semicolon. As a result, comma, most schools provide separate classes for each group. فأرجو أنكم تعرفوا أيضا معاني كل هذه conjunctive adverbs. The function is very easy once you understand the meaning, and you need to pay attention to the punctuations. Meanwhile, afterward, then, and subsequently are all conjunctive adverbs used to list ideas in order of time. In order of time. يعني في ترتيب زمني. The workers put 5 injured people into an ambulance, semicolon, afterward, وحين بعد ذلك, أو then, أو subsequently, comma, they found another victim. لاحظوا كل ما بعد ال conjunctive adverbs دائما بيجي عنا independent clause. For example, for instance, you're familiar with them, are used to give an example. Colors can have different meanings, semicolon, for example, comma, white is the color of weddings in some cultures and of funerals in others. Similarly, likewise, they also used to show similarity. They have the same punctuations like all other conjunctive coordinators or adverbs. Here also we have another conjunctive adverbs are used to indicate the first statement is not a true, the second statement is a true. يعني the medicine did not make him feel better. Instead, it made him feel worse. Or on the contrary, or rather. And then we have alternatively, on the other hand, are also used to give another possibility. You can live in a dorm on campus. On the other hand, you can rent a room with a family off campus. Or alternatively, هنا you're given another possibility. Okay? لاحظوا, they have the same rules, the same punctuation, لكن المطلوب منكم تعرفوا معانيها, والمعانيها موضحة في the yellow label. And here, as we have seen in this course in different occasions, we have transition words, أو شيء بنسميه transition signals, أو transition expression, etc. These are certain words or expression or other devices that give text or speech a greater cohesion by making it more explicit or signaling how ideas are meant by the writer or speaker to relate to one another. واستخدمنا هذه طبعا في بداياتنا لما تعرفنا على the main parts of the essay, and also we have used it to talk about the logical division, like first of all of these actually are used to list something in order of time. what comes first, what comes second, third, next, after that, meanwhile, and so on. Also, we use them to list ideas in order of importance. الأهمية من أهم شيء. First of all, second, and so on. More important, most important, more significantly, above all, most of all, and so on. أيضا استخدمنا هذه، طبعا شرحنا كل هذه الconjunctive أو transition words خلال السلايدات الماضية in the previous slides, and we give examples for each one of them. Hopefully that you will be able to use all of these. I know it's a lot of work, but you need to work hard, okay? Also, to add a similar or equal idea, also, side, furthermore, in addition, هذه كلها بنسميها transition words. Transition words to move from one paragraph, from one idea to another idea smoothly. إن هي مسألة الانتقال من فقرة لفقرة أو عبارة بشكل سلس من غير ما يكون في هناك interruption. To add an opposite idea نستخدم however, on the other hand, but, and yet, and so on. To explain or restate an idea, in other words, in particular, to make stronger statement. هذه أخذناها يعني في مواطن كثيرة خلال هذا الفصل. So please go back to the previous slides and try to understand the meanings and the functions, and try to pay attention to the punctuations. Try to use them in examples, in sentences. And to express an opinion, for example, we have according to, in my opinion, in my view. All of these are transition signals. We use them to move from one sentence to another, or from one paragraph to another smoothly. Here to give a reason, to give a result, and to add a conclusion. Like if you want to finish your essay, you can say all in all, comma, وتكمل. أو in a brief, comma, وتكمل. لاحظوا أيضا مواقع بالنسبة للpunctuations are very, very important. Here to show similarities, like likewise, similarly, also. وهذه تحدثنا فيها عن مسألة subordinating words for adverb, for نسميهم conjunctive adverbs تحدثنا عنهم قبل قليل. And right here I'm giving you the chance to do these exercises by yourself. Okay? Here I have solved some of these exercises to help you to understand. And then I will leave the rest for you. Mr. Grisha has promised me a good job and to pay me a fair salary. لاحظوا, Mr. Grisha has promised me a good job and a fair salary. Okay? هذه الجمل بدنا نعيدها بحيث انها تكون paralleled. فلاحظوا في الجملة الأولى promised me a good job and to pay me a fair salary. فما كان في parallelized. Here we ask you to make this sentence parallel. So he has promised me a good job and a fair salary. هنا في عندنا phrase وهنا في عندنا phrase. بينما في البداية كان phrase، كان في عندنا هنا infinitive verb. فما كانت parallel. So try to study these examples by yourself. Try to see the relations between and how these coordinating or conjunction link or join together words and words, phrases and phrases, clauses and clauses. Here also we have each of the following sentences contains word or a group of words that should be parallel. Circle the word that indicates the sentence should have parallel parts. Underline the parts that should be parallel. Then indicate if the sentence are correct or incorrect. مثلا أول جملة she held jobs as typist, a housekeeper and in a restaurant. لاحظوا هنا في عندنا word noun بعدين إجا عندنا دائرة هذه نضع حول الكوردينيتور. اوكي وبعدين جاء عندنا prepositional phrase. فهذه الجملة incorrect. ليه؟ لازم تكون هذه مختلفة، لازم تكون نفس typical to these words. Okay, the reporter you are looking for could be in the file or on the disk. لاحظوا or أيضا هي conjunction coordinator. قامت it joins the prepositional phrase with the prepositional phrase. Please do the rest by yourself. If you have any question, just try to ask a friend or maybe email me. I will provide you with my email. And here's also, we have more actually examples, just like this one. You can do it by yourself, but here it's using paired conjunctions. Okay, and here we use a comparison. If we go back to the paired conjunction, let us read the first one. According to the syllabus, you can either write a paper or you can take an X. As you can see here, write paper كان فيه subject verb object، بينما هنا كان فيه subject verb object، عشان هيك هذه not paralleled. الثاني it would be both noticed and appreciated if you finish the work before you leave. Noticed, appreciated, adjective, adjective. And here we said that we can also make a parallel structure by using comparison. تذكروا؟ لاحظوا أول جملة. His research for the thesis was more useful than hers. His or hers. لكن dining in a restaurant is more fun than to eat at home. هذه gerund وهذه infinitive. إما بنحكي to dine in a restaurant, to dine in a restaurant is more fun than to eat at home, أو dining in a restaurant is more fun than eating at home. في هذه الحالة بتكون صحيحة. في النهاية, at the end, I would like to thank you for paying attention. Please, if you have any question, try to contact me at my email aalmani@kfu.edu.sa. If you have any question, if you misunderstand any of these, if you need further help, just contact me. Thank you so much. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.